Hey guys, I actually wanted to preempt the intro that I made for this video with a couple of corrections and new information that I felt I should talk about before starting this new video. And it is in regards to the last credit card video that I did make. The first one is about the Platinum Amex card, and this one I wanted to correct because it's about the authorized users. It's $175 for the first 3 authorized users you add to your account, and then $175 per additional user that you add. Now, I think previously I had thought that the first 3 were free and then you add $175 per, but actually it's $175 for the first 3. Just wanted to clear that so that if you guys are planning on getting that card, you kept that in mind, that it's an additional $175 for the first 3. The other one that I wanted to talk about was the American Express Gold Card and how you get a $200 statement credit on spending within the first 3 months. And that can be useful if you are planning on a trip in the future and you're buying the ticket or you're booking the hotel. You get $200 back in that first 3 months. And the other thing I wanted to mention was there is a link in the description of both this video and the other video with my referral link for the American Express Gold Card if you're interested in applying. So those are the quick things that I wanted to add, and we'll get on with the rest of this video. Bye. Hey guys, welcome to another video. Thank you so much for clicking. As you can see, this is part 2 of this credit card series. This is all about cards that I do have, but I don't really use. And I just want to remind you guys to keep in mind some of those terms that we used last time. If there are any questions, please leave them down below, and I will definitely get to you so I can clarify. Without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys at the end of the video. Bye. I wanted to start with some credit cards that I personally have but don't use, and we'll talk about why in a second. And the first set of cards that I wanted to let you guys know, originally I was going to do this separately, but figured it actually might be best to talk about them at the same time, are the Venture cards. This is the VentureOne and this is the Venture card. These are both from Capital One, and you might know them if you've been looking into travel credit cards or credit cards in general, but you might be more familiar with the higher end version of this line called the Venture X card, and we'll talk about that one a little bit later, but for now I just wanted to focus on these 2 cards that I physically have. So let's talk about why I have these cards in particular. The reasons I have it really are because I'm an authorized user of these cards. We're going to start off using those terms that I mentioned earlier. Now, both of these accounts are from my parents who made me an authorized user on their account, which is why I have my own separate card. Originally, these cards helped me build credit from a young age, and it's something that I implore you guys to look into yourself. If you are just starting out, if you have young kids or whatever, you can look into seeing if you can get them an authorized user card and help them build credit at an early age. Anyways, that's not really what this video is about. That's just the reason that I have a lot of these authorized user cards, and that's why I have these. So let's start with the VentureOne card. So one thing to note is it has a $0 annual fee. Annual fees, as the name implies, basically just means it's a subscription or a membership fee to owning one of these cards. So one thing to note about this is it has 1.25 miles per dollar on every purchase. It's 5 miles per dollar when booking hotels and rental cars through the Capital One travel website. And these miles that you earn can be transferred over to different partner airlines and hotel programs. There's no foreign transaction fee, and most importantly, rewards don't expire with this card. So this is a good card to start off with if you want to get started on your travel card journey and earning those rewards. But honestly, I don't really use this card, one, because I don't really get the points myself. It's always to the primary card holder. And also, I actually have better cards in terms of earning rewards for all of the things that this earns extra points on. So there is no reason to use this card really in my case, which is why I don't really use it. All right, so the next card is the Venture card. This is just a straight Venture card. And just like with the last one, it has a lot of the same benefits that the other one does, except this has a $95 annual fee, but you earn 2 miles per dollar on every purchase instead of 1.25 with the VentureOne. You earn 5 miles per dollar when booking hotels and rental cars through Capital One Travel, just like the other card. Here's where the differences kind of get pretty fancy. The first one is you get a $100 statement credit to use towards the TSA PreCheck application or the global entry application. So that means if I were to spend money on that application using this card, they will credit that statement or that charge back onto your account. So I spend 100 for the global entry, I get 100 back. $85 for the TSA PreCheck, $85 back. It is up to a maximum of $100. So that is why I have this card, solely so that if I were to apply for TSA PreCheck or global entry, this card will be able to cover that, regardless if I'm an authorized user or not. Now, one thing to note, this only works for one purchase of the TSA PreCheck or global entry, I believe per year, per account. So if my dad were to apply for TSA PreCheck or global entry, uses this card, I won't be able to use this and get an extra $100 back. Now, one other nice thing about having the VentureOne card is basically what this card gets you is the ability to go into the specifically Capital One lounges with you and a guest, and you also get to use partner lounges. Usually these lounges have, as you guys have seen in a lot of my videos, they have food, drinks, a lot of them are complimentary. There's a nice quiet place to hang out, wait for your flight, etc. And it's a really nice way to kind of just decompress and get ready for your flight moving forward. I don't actually use this benefit, mostly because there isn't a Capital One lounge, to my knowledge, in a lot of the airports that I travel to. And their partner lounge isn't necessarily as good as some of these other cards, so I just kind of ignore this card. The only time I ever use it is for that TSA PreCheck or global entry application. But now that I'm approved and I've had it, I haven't really had much of a use for this because the status lasts for 5 years. So that's the Venture card. All right, so we're moving on to the next card, and that card is the Chase Freedom Unlimited card. And honestly, this is actually a kind of good card. It's pretty good for beginners. It's good as a travel card. If you are just starting out, this is a card I also highly recommend. One, it helps you build credit pretty quickly, and you earn a decent amount of points on almost all your purchases. Now, you'll notice this is still in the cards I don't use section. This might change moving forward. I am trying to kind of spread out a lot of purchases and keep in mind which ones have the best rewards for each one. And honestly, there are actually other cards that I believe covers a lot of the benefits that this covers, but we'll see basically how that goes. The Chase Freedom line, I want to clarify something first. The Chase Freedom line, or Chase points, or whatever you want to call it, especially this card, it's called cashback. So you get 5% cashback, 3% cashback. In terms of Chase and this card specifically, cashback means points. So if you want to kind of think about it in a different way, you get 5 times points or 3 times points. Not exactly sure why This card labels everything as cash back when you get points, but that's how that is. So if you hear me say cash back, I'm referring to points. Now, the main thing that this gets is 5% back on travel purchased through their Chase portal. So you can book airlines and hotels through the card portal there, and you'll get 5% back when using this card specifically. The other thing is you get 3% back on drugstore purchases and dining. That dining does include takeout, delivery. So the other thing to keep in mind is you get 1.5% back on all other purchases, which honestly is pretty good because that means you're earning just a little more than what you're spending compared to other cards. So a lot of cards tend to be 1 times every other purchase. This one is 1.5. So you're earning just that little bit more. Another benefit, if you use this service, if you use the service Lyft, you also get 5% back on any of your Lyft drives. I personally don't. I usually just use Uber or public transportation. So yeah, that is the Chase Freedom. Again, I don't really use this card too much. And honestly, it's just because of some of the other cards that I have on this list are a little more convenient. But if you are starting out, this is also a very good beginner card. And it actually pairs well with another card that I'll talk about later called the Chase Freedom Flex. That is also another beginner card that is pretty good at earning rewards. And we'll talk about that later, mostly because I don't have the card. I wanted to get those cards that I do have first. So we'll move on to the next. All right, we are getting down to the last cards that I don't really use, but I have. This one was a very recent card that I got. And to be honest, I only got it for one reason. And that's to earn that companion pass promotion that they had. As you can see on screen, this was a really good deal. So if you guys don't know, Southwest Airlines has a program or a benefit where you can earn a companion pass for flying with them, for earning enough miles or whatever points, and you get what is called a companion pass. What it is basically you select one person who would normally travel with you, and you can buy their ticket for free, quote unquote free. The only thing you pay are taxes and fees. So it's basically a BOGO deal when you are looking at flights. Hey guys, future Johan here. I wanted to interrupt past Johan when he was talking about the BOGO stuff, because I actually just used it for the first time the other day. And for both Amy and I to get from here to California and back was roughly $44, so $22 each. And that's just because of the taxes and fees. So definitely worth it. And we are very happy that we only had to pay $44. All right, on with the rest of the video. So the biggest thing is you can't easily change who your companion pass is for. And you can only change it, I think, 3 times a year. So, but you know, you just have to talk to whoever you want to be your companion and get that sorted. And yeah, this deal has expired though. It was a limited time only where you could earn basically that companion pass just by meeting the minimum required spend on a card. So basically what I'm talking about is a goal that I have to hit within a certain time frame. And a lot of credit cards actually have a sub or a sign up bonus that will get you bonus points or bonus rewards for using the card a certain amount in a certain time. So for this card in particular, they were asking you to hit, I think it was 4,000 spend within 3 months. Easy enough. We used this to pay rent and got it kind of all sorted out really, really quickly. It is very expensive to live here on the East Coast near New York City. Anyways, enough about that. We're talking about this card in particular. So this card in particular has a $149 annual fee, I know this is a lot bigger than a lot of the other cards that I've mentioned up till now, because the other cards basically have 0. I think the other one, the Venture card, is 95 annual. This one is 149. I could have gotten the $69 annual fee or the $99 annual fee. There were 2 other cards. I did go with the most expensive of the 3 cards, and I don't even fly Southwest that often, but I will be for the next like 9 months because of that companion pass. There's a couple of reasons for why I went with the most expensive annual fee, and we'll get to that soon, because when you think about it, it actually makes a little more sense to go with this card than it does to go with the other cards, especially after the companion pass expires, because it's only good until the end of February 2024. So we have to make sure that this is usable even after that companion pass expires. One of the things that I do want to mention is that this card, the reward points don't expire. So you can keep accumulating points for a few years, and then you can use said points to go use them on a flight or something. The main benefit of this card is you get 7,500 anniversary points every year, which is worth about $105, and this worth is based on just estimates, and that's why I say roughly around 105. And in addition to that 105, you actually get $75 worth of credits towards flight each year. These 2 benefits alone already cover the $149 annual fee. Basically, they're paying you to own the card. Obviously, it's a little more nuanced than that because you have to buy a Southwest flight to get those benefits. A lot of these will be kind of similar for the other cards, but this card does get a discount on in-flight purchases. It's a fast track to A-list status. If you aren't familiar with Southwest, they don't really have they don't have first class, business class, economy. It's all kind of a free-for-all. You just choose your seat when you get on the flight, which is why you want to be one of the first ones to board. A-list status basically just lets you board earlier. So this helps you get on a little earlier. This particular card, you earn 3 points on any Southwest purchase. You get 2 points, 2 times points on internet, cable, select streaming, etc. And I believe it's 1 times on everything else. And just to compare them with the other 2 deals, I'm gonna put them right there. The $69 credit card, you earned 3,000 anniversary points, which is about $42. You get early bird check-in vouchers, you get discounts on flights, in-flight purchases, 2-to-1 ratio on Southwest purchases. You also get the same benefit with the internet, cable, etc. Points also don't expire. And the $99 one, you get 6,000 anniversary points, which is about $84. And you can see there, you don't really get any additional benefit other than the bonus points for the other 2 cards. So as you can see with those point ratios and those anniversary bonuses, you're actually paying a little more for the other 2 cards. The $69 annual fee ends up coming out to be around $20-ish, depending on how you look at it, with the bonus points. And the other $99 card comes out to be about $15 annual fee when you're including all of the benefits in terms of the anniversary points. This card with the $149 one, you do get the benefit of the bonus points, the travel credit that you get upgraded boarding. I think it's 4 upgraded boardings a year. So you get to be one of those first ones to board the plane. All 3 earns the companion pass for this bonus. So this kind of makes sense to hold long term, especially since those points don't expire. And yeah. Hey guys, and that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are using that chapter system because it is a lot of information. As previously mentioned, we're going to split up the series again, and we're going to go back to the 2022 recap with the August vlog. That one is a little random with some competitions thrown in and not ballroom. So that'll be interesting. And the one after that will be probably the last video in the series, which are about credit cards that I don't have, but I am looking into, I'm researching, and all the planning that goes into that. So if you guys are interested, hope you guys stick around. That will be coming out in 2 weeks. Again, next week's video is going to be August 2022. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.